Hello everyone, this is Miss B and I will be recording the lesson for you today. This is a review for the common assessment that we will be taking on September 7th, so on Friday. So I want you guys to kind of be ready for that. It will go over points, lines, planes, midpoint, distance, and fractional distance. There will be a couple of fractional distance questions on there. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and draw this line that number 1 is talking about. It says L is the midpoint of KM. So right off the bat, we should know that we need to draw a line KM and make L the midpoint. So two endpoints named K and M, and in the middle goes L. But then it also tells us that H is the midpoint of KL. So we have H right there. Then it lets us know that we need to express with an equation the relationship between KH and HL. So let's go ahead and say this is KH and this is HL. So we know that this is the midpoint of this line segment. So we should know that it's cutting it in two. So this section and this section need to be equal distances from each other. So we would answer KH is equal to HL. That's an equal sign. Then it says KL, so K to L and L to M. Like I said, L is the midpoint, so it's cutting this in half. Again, same distances from each other, so we would say KL is equal to LM. The third bullet point says KH, so we have KH and MH. So this big one right here. So we said that it was cut in half and then it was cut again. So we kind of know there might be a midpoint right here which would cut this entire line segment into 4 sections. So KH would be around a fourth, right? And this would kind of be 3/4. So we know that this has to be smaller than MH. So over here we would say KH is smaller than MH. Our last bullet point says HL, so HL and KM. Let's stretch this out a bit further. So we said that KH has to be a fourth, so HL probably has to be 1/4 as well, right? And then KM is that entire line, so that's 4 out of 4, which is again an entire line. So we know that HL is smaller than KM. And remember guys, with less than, bigger than, the arrow, so this little edge is always pointing to the smaller segment or the smaller number, whatever you're comparing. Whatever is smaller, the arrow will be pointing to it. So if you want to kind of make a note, put the arrow is always pointing to the smaller segment. Sorry for my handwriting, you guys. I'm on the active slate today, not the Promethean board, so it's a little wonky. Alright, let's move on to number 4. So number 4 we did for a warm-up the other day. And let's just kind of review that note. So it says, what statement is taken without proof? Your answer, if you remember correctly, would be the postulate. Remember, without proof. Right, next up is number 6, and it's out of order in your page, so that's why we are going in this order ourselves as well. So turn to number 6. So number 6, we have this 3D figure, and it's asking us quite a bit of things about it. So number 6 says, where do plane BLD, so let's go ahead and kind of highlight that part of the plane. So we have BLD and ABL. So ABL, remember guys, you only need 3 points to name a plane. So just because it doesn't name this 4th point doesn't mean that it's not this entire plane. So just keep that in mind. Then they say, where do they meet? And remember, 2 planes meet at a line. So we see that it meets, let me grab my pen, that it meets right there and right there. Let me grab another color just so you can see it better. So right here and right there. So we have 2 points which we know to be a line. So again, if you didn't know that 2 planes intersect, they made a line, now you know that it's a line because of these 2 points. So our answer would be line BL. Let me erase this real quick. B says, where do plane ABC? So again, we'll grab our highlighter. And it says ABC, so AB, again, we only need 3 points. So just because it doesn't include L doesn't mean it's not there. ABC and LDG. So LDG is LDG. So right there. Again, 2 planes, plane and plane, intersect at a point. I mean, my bad, at a line. Again, 2 planes are lines. Where do they intersect? So they are both touching right along this line. You see, it forms part of ABC and LDG. So we know that the intersection of that would be line CL. C says, where do planes ACG, so we have ACG and BLD, so BLD, where do they intersect? The answer here is nowhere, right? Because these 2 aren't touching at all. So we know that they don't intersect. So we would say none. There's no intersections. Our next question says, where do planes ABC? So, we're using this back plane quite a bit, aren't we? So ABC and line AG. So we look for line AG, which is this line right here. Oh, my bad, you guys. So again, let me see if I can do this a little better. Nope, I can't. You guys get the point. From A, maybe 3rd time's the charm. Yay, AG. So where do they intersect? Basically, this is asking, where do they both touch? Now, I know it seems like it's touching in this entire area, but it's not. Remember, this is kind of like the front panel of this plane. and that would be the back panel of the figure. So really, the only place that this line and that plane is touching is at point A. So D, we would say that is point A. The next letter says, name 4 points that are coplanar. So, coplanar, we said that it is on the same plane. So, same plane. What we do here is that we choose one of these planes that has 4 points on it. So, I want to use, let's see, we can use ABD. So that is a plane that has quite a couple points on it. So really, any point that is touching this plane is fair game for our answer. So I want to say this point and that point and this point, and let's go ahead and say K as well. So 4 points that are coplanars would be point A, K, F, and D. That says F, but I mean, I guess we could say is G too. The last one says, name 3 points that are collinear. If coplanar is on the same line, then that means that collinear, that is spelled wrong right there for some reason, that is same line. So let's not make the same mistakes we've been doing. And, oops. So let's choose a line that has 3 points. I want to choose GFD. Again, 3 points, so that's what we would say our answer is. So 3 points that are collinears are points GFD.